The emergency klaxons wailed through the crystalline halls of the Galactic Council station as Ambassador Chen Wei's shuttle disappeared into the void. For the first time in the Council's 3,000-year history, a species had simply walked away from negotiations. "This is unprecedented!" screeched High Counselor Zixthala, his tentacles writhing in distress as he paced the observation deck. "No species has ever abandoned diplomatic proceedings." The assembled delegates from 47 star systems watched in stunned silence as the human ship's engines flared bright against the cosmic backdrop. The Terran delegation had been negotiating humanity's entry into the Galactic Council for 6 standard months, a remarkably short time by galactic standards, where most discussions took decades. "Perhaps we were too hasty in our demands," whispered Counselor Creton, her crystalline form chiming softly with nervous energy. The humans seemed different from other petitioning species. "Different how?" demanded General Vorthak, his massive Krogan frame looming over the smaller delegates. "They're a young species, barely past their first space age. They should be grateful we even considered them." The Galactic Council had encountered thousands of species over the millennia. The pattern was always the same. Newly spacefaring civilizations would beg, plead, and offer everything they had for the privilege of joining the galactic community. They would accept any terms, no matter how restrictive, desperate for the advanced technology and protection the Council offered. But the humans had been peculiar. "They asked too many questions," muttered Counselor Dexmori, reviewing his notes with 4 of his 6 eyes. "About our laws, our enforcement methods, our taxation systems. Most species simply accept whatever we tell them." And they kept saying, "No," added Creton. "When we offered them our standard membership package, protection in exchange for 30% of their planet's resources and military conscription rights, they just declined." The Council members shifted uncomfortably. This had never happened before. "Sir," called Technical Officer Zarbeth from her station, "we're receiving a transmission from the human vessel." "Put it through," Zixthala ordered, hope flickering in his compound eyes. Ambassador Chen's face appeared on the main screen, his expression calm but resolute. Behind him, the bridge of the human ship buzzed with quiet efficiency. "Honored counselors," Chen began, his voice carrying across the chamber, "I want to thank you for your time over these past months. However, after careful consideration, humanity has decided to respectfully decline membership in the Galactic Council." The collective gasp from the assembled delegates could have powered a small station. "Ambassador Chen," Zixthala stammered, "surely we can reach an accommodation. Perhaps we could reduce the resource tribute to 25%. "With respect, High Counselor," Chen interrupted, "this isn't about the terms. We've simply decided that we prefer to chart our own course among the stars." General Vorthak stepped forward, his voice booming. "You cannot survive without our protection. The galaxy is filled with hostile forces that would crush your primitive civilization." Chen smiled, a uniquely human expression that somehow conveyed both warmth and steel. "General, my people have a saying. We'd rather die on our feet than live on our knees. We appreciate your offer, but we'll take our chances." "But the technology we could share," pleaded Counselor Creton. "Medical advances, energy systems, faster-than-light improvements." "All things will develop ourselves in time," Chen replied. "We've found that the journey is often more valuable than the destination." The transmission cut out, leaving the council chamber in stunned silence. In the days that followed, Emergency sessions convened. The Council's greatest minds tried to understand what had gone wrong. How could any species voluntarily reject the benefits of galactic civilization? Perhaps we should send a fleet, suggested General Vorthak during one heated debate. Force them to see reason. With what justification? Countered Zixthala. They haven't violated any laws. They simply left. As weeks passed, disturbing reports began filtering in from the outer systems. Human ships were appearing throughout the galaxy, not as conquerors or raiders, but as traders, explorers, and surprisingly effective mediators. They conducted business fairly, defended themselves capably when threatened, and seemed genuinely interested in learning about other cultures without trying to dominate them. Most unsettling of all, other species were beginning to take notice. The Veltari Consortium quietly withdrew their application for council membership. The hegemony of Kresh began questioning their tribute obligations. 3 minor species in the Outer Rim declared independence and requested human assistance in establishing their own confederation. They're destroying everything, Zixthala moaned during an emergency session. The entire structure of galactic civilization. But the reports kept coming. Human colonies thriving without council oversight. Human technology advancing at an unprecedented rate through their bizarre concept of open-source development. Human ships arriving first at every crisis, offering aid without demanding payment or political concessions. A year after the humans left, the unthinkable happened. The proud Altarian Empire, a founding member of the Council, formally requested to open diplomatic relations with Earth. They're not trying to rule us, Ambassador Shendar explained to the horrified Council. They simply want to be friends, partners. It's a concept we'd forgotten existed. As Ambassador Chen had predicted, humanity charted its own course among the stars. They formed alliances based on mutual respect rather than dominance, shared technology freely, and faced the galaxy's dangers with the same stubborn independence that had once driven them from caves to the stars. The Galactic Council still existed, still maintained its vast bureaucracy and tribute systems. But its monopoly on galactic civilization had ended the moment a human diplomat smiled politely and said, "Thank you, but no." In the halls of power, the council members whispered nervously about the humans' growing influence. But in the far reaches of space, where freedom mattered more than security, other species were beginning to remember what it meant to walk tall among the stars. Humanity had chosen the harder path, as they always did. And somehow, as they always did, they were making it work.